I see a lot of intricate colors you've got in your reference, in the reference photo, and you kind of have this transitional wash over this portion of his face. How are you kind of balancing the knowledge of what you're going to have to do later with what you're doing now in this modeling phase?
So, good question. Once again, I'm reserving detail for the end.
Okay.
So I know that once I add on some of his beard stubble, sideburn, a little bit more of a shadow for his jawline, stuff like that, I know that that will affect the appearance of his head.
Okay.
For now, I'm just getting the colors of the skin that are underneath all that. So in a sense, this is almost like another level of underpainting, except that I'm trying to get the values correct.
Okay.
I'm trying to get the final values here.
So rather than just having those tones underneath, you're really trying to match it with what you see
as well as I can.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I've done my job well, that orange color that's by his cheek should be what shows up in the final painting. Of course, you can always make adjustments if you need to.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm striving for at this point. Is I'm trying to put the actual paint on that will appear in the final painting.
What we'll see.
Yep. And by the way, guys, for those of you watching this, we kept this video in almost entirely real time because we wanted to show all of these techniques of modeling. Moving pigment around, mushing it with your brush, adding dark layers, pulling shadows out, softening things. Ultimately, I sort of repeat these same strokes over and over again throughout the entire process.
Yeah.
So we wanted to show it at least once in real time.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's a combination of different techniques you're using, right? It's not just one single thing.
And in this case, for instance, I'm dropping some pigment in. Is what that's called. I'm using the corner of my brush. I've loaded it up with dark, and I'm just dabbing it on the wet paint, and then letting it sit there.
And it just kind of flows.
And it just floats out. Yeah, that's a very useful technique. Once you've got a nice wash going, you get it to what's called the satin phase, where it's got that sort of shine to it and it's nice and even. Now you can take your brush and just very, very subtly add a few colors here and there if you'd like to. Ultimately, it all boils down to...
For access to our course, Paint Realistic Watercolor Portraits, visit the link in the description below. Let's all get better together.